So the center-left political streamer Destiny debated Milo Yiannopoulos, which is it's just that's fun. It's going to be fun. No matter what you think of it in terms of the substance of it, it's going to be a fun ride. So this moment here came across my Twitter feed this morning, and I had to share it with all you guys. Because, man, this is brutal. This is like Mortal Kombat flawless victory type stuff here. Embarrassing for Milo Yiannopoulos. Now, the thing about Milo Yiannopoulos that it really annoys me, he's incredibly pompous, he's incredibly arrogant, but he has this, like, unearned smugness to him. Like, look, you could be smug if you've earned it, but, like, he has nowhere near earned it, and he's just one of the smuggest, most condescending people on the planet. So, look at this back and forth, and if you don't understand the context of this, don't worry, I'll explain it after. But this is one of the most brutal debate moments that maybe I've ever seen.
Not by talking to people that want to look back hundreds or thousands of years to what society used to look like before there was Gucci and hairdressers.
I could live without both if it meant that you would be left on a mountainside somewhere, your parents wondering which god they'd pissed off, which is exactly what would have happened in a pre-Christian civilization to something like you.
Probably would have left the gays there before people like me.
Well, I don't think you can tell when it pops out whether it's going to like cock or not. Maybe if it's your kid, but I'm sure you'll ensure that's the case.
I mean, you'd know all about kids liking dick, huh? Isn't that?
Would I? Would I? Would I? Tell us more about that. Would I? Because that's a pretty big fucking allegation. Would I?
Would you what?
Would I know about that?
Well, seems like it. Isn't that what you got canceled for?
No, I got canceled for talking about the fact that I was a victim of clerical sexual abuse. I was...
So about, like, little boys liking dick, right?
Oh, I...
Oh! Oh, checkmate. Checkmate, Milo Yiannopoulos. Okay, for those of you who don't understand the reference, yeah, Milo was going to speak at CPAC, and even CPAC canceled him. Why? Because there was, he admitted something in the public and had a horrendous take to go along with it. Here, let me play it for you.
In the homosexual world, particularly, some of those relationships between younger boys and older men, the sort of coming-of-age relationships, the relationships in which those older men help those young boys to discover who they are and give them security and safety and provide them with love and a reliable and sort of a rock where they can't speak to their parents. Some of those relationships are some of the most
molestation to me. It sounds like,
well, you know what?
It sounds like Catholic priest molestation to me.
And you know what? I'm grateful for Father Michael. I wouldn't give nearly such good head if it wasn't for him.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
In the homosexual world, particularly.
So he argued, basically, an underage kid being molested by an adult, and he's talking specifically in the context of, you know, a gay situation, because he is gay. He was arguing, like, look, it happened to me, and I give really good head because of it, and sometimes those relationships are actually very fruitful and very good. And so he got nailed to the wall by Destiny there. Look, the reason why I mean, this is a brutal debate moment, but the reason why I love this and why I'm covering it is because here's what people need to understand. There's a whole young generation of men who grew up online, and maybe they went down this, you know, this red pill road, and they ended up following people who, in no uncertain terms, are not only charlatans, but are ridiculous human beings with ridiculous ideologies, right? So, you know, it might start with watching and enjoying some, you know, social justice warrior owned compilations. And then you might get into the Steven Crowders and the Ben Shapiros, but, all, you know, even deeper than that, you go to like the Stefan Molyneux, and you go to the Milo Yiannopoulos types, and you go to the Nick Fuentes types, right? And it's like, these people are comically stupid. They have absurd ideologies that are beyond laughable. And this is one of those moments where, like in an instant, you see like the unmasking of a total fraud. And it's glorious to see, man. It's glorious to see. Because he does have that unearned smugness and condescension. And by the way, I'm sure he coasted and got a big following in the first place, largely based on his smugness and condescension, because it's not that difficult to make a purple-haired, oversensitive, authoritarian college student look dumb, right? And so that's how he gains the following. But to watch that unearned smugness run directly into a brick wall of your own record being regurgitated to you in a pithy one-liner that obliterates your whole worldview and your silliness. Oh, it's so glorious. Oh, it's so glorious. Oh, it's so entertaining. Oh, I enjoyed that so much. So Milo Yiannopoulos being exposed as the clown that he is. And I loved how he came back at Destiny being like, that's a pretty big allegation. Like, would I know? Please talk more about that. Would I know about that? And it's like, you idiot. Do you think Destiny doesn't know about this most prominent moment involving you where you got canceled for basically saying pedophilia is okay? Did you think he missed that? Like, what did you think? He did zero prep in any way, shape, or form? And he delivered it perfectly, too, because, and he's good at this, and I like to think that this is one of my strengths as well, which is, especially when you're in a debate format, you can't meander. You can't say in 5 sentences what you should say in 1 sentence. And he said it in 1 sentence. It was like ethered. By the way, when I think of Milo Yiannopoulos, what I think of first and foremost is after his downfall, right? His fall from prominence, his fall from grace. I remember when he was on like the Christian Home Shopping Network selling pewter statues of the Virgin Mary and trying to do a salesman-y pitch for them. Like, oh, this is a glorious one right here. Have you seen this one? I have the one in bronze. Do you have the one in bronze? No, I have the one in silver. Yes, please buy this. Only $29.99. And it's like, that's who the guy is at his heart, right? That's who he goes from one extremist alt-right worldview, then he becomes like a Christian nationalist, which is like, what are we talking about here? Insane ideologies, stupid ideologies. And ultimately, when it all comes down to it, he's just a fraud. And I don't like to throw this around because I feel like it's overused. But in the case of Milo, yeah, grifter. Remember he did the whole, like, I'm ex-gay now thing. He threw his, like, I think he was married to a dude. He threw his wedding ring into, like, the ocean and made a big deal of, I no longer like dick. Yes, I'm freed from my love of cock and balls. Yes. No, you're not. No, you're not. Either he was pretending that he was gay all along, or he actually is gay and he's still gay. There is no such thing as ex-gay. Like, could you imagine falling for that, for actually believing that that's a thing, that you can actually change? I mean, come on, what are we talking about here? Think of whatever you're into, who you're watching this, whatever you're into sexually, the idea you could wake up on a Tuesday and be like, I no longer like what I like sexually. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. Total fraud, total con man, total grifter. Destiny ethered him. It was glorious to see. Ever since Adpocalypse, when YouTube defunded all independent news and politics overnight, we haven't trusted them. We know they can pull the rug out from underneath us at any time. If you enjoy this content, please consider tipping $1 or $2 per month on the Secular Talk Patreon. Link in the video description box below. Thanks for your support.